Hello and welcome to my lecture. This lecture I am going to cover about JavaScript basics. JavaScript is everywhere. It comes installed on every modern web browser, and so to learn JavaScript you really do not need any special environment setup. For example, Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Safari and every browser you know as of today supports JavaScript creating a promise. There's another way we can work with error handling, and that's by using promises. Promises are designed to work with asynchronous JavaScript. So, if you are working with a timer or if you are working with HTTP calls, you can think of a promise as a temporary holder for a value that you will retrieve once an asynchronous operation completes. So I like to think of a promise of as an promise to actually get a value back to you. It might take some time because we are waiting on an asynchronous call, but eventually you will get a value back or at least or error. And here an example of creating a promises built into JavaScript since the ECMA script 2015 version, and before that you would have to use some third-party library such as Q. If you want to look that up, that it's just the letter Q. But here you can see we are creating a new promise and we are passing it one argument. It's a function that will accept two more functions and parameters, resolve and reject. So this function will execute immediately once we create this promise. So set timeout that sets up a timer where the resolve function will be called after 100 millisecond, and will just pass resolve one argument called some value as a string. So by calling resolve, that means that the promise resolved successfully. If there was some kind of error, we would use reject instead of resolve. That let's see the Visual Studio code. Here the code from the slide, and I will log out the promise that we are creating. Let's look the example. This example heading in what can JavaScript do and paragraph is JavaScript can change HTML content. See another notes on practically demo. See heading JavaScript functions and two inster function, that is 4 and 3.